Welcome to Winning Inside, the show where we follow the journey from feeling defeated to winning. Here are your hosts, Cheddy Matthews and Michelle Wickman.
Hello, amazing people. Welcome to the Winning Inside podcast, where we discuss real issues, insights, and solutions to help you thrive in your day-to-day lives. We know life happens, and we can choose to be a spectator or a participant.
These conversations and stories are about the participants, the ones who made the choice to do the inner work and found a way to keep moving forward. Michelle, I'm going to let everybody know that you're on screen laughing, either because you're in a good mood or you're laughing at me or with me, or I don't know what the deal is. What is going on? How are you, my dear?
Sometimes those that know me know that when I get a laugh attack, it's hard to get me out of it. And in fact, it happened yesterday. My parents are traveling on a cruise ship around the Mediterranean, which sounds amazing. And it's Mother's Day and they're adorable and they're dressed up. And my niece and I are on Zoom. We're on Zoom. So my niece is on one screen. I'm on one screen. My parents are on another. And then my sister, my other niece, and her husband are on another screen. And my niece and I start giggling and we're chatting in the chat box and my face just turns bright red and I have tears streaming down my face. And of course my parents are like, what's happening? What's going on? And for those people who are not as familiar with Zoom, I'm not talking about our dear listeners, but maybe some of your parents. And all we can see are their mouths, right? So we're just seeing their mouths talking and then they want to show us what's going on outside of, the cruise ship. They want to walk outside on the veranda and show us. And every time they walk outside, it freezes. And so all we see is a screenshot of the bottom of their face. And it happens over and over and over again.
Oh,
and
that's funny.
I am just like, I love them so much just for this, right? There's such a deep level of appreciation rather than frustration or trying to correct it. It's just a complete enjoyment of, the simple fact that we can get a good laugh out of how cute it is that I'm just staring at the bottom of their face, their mouth talking because they can't adjust. I'm crying again. I'm sorry.
That is beautiful.
Maybe it's an inside joke, but there are moments like that where you're just like in awe and wonder of how silly some things are.
I actually get that. I actually understand this because yesterday was the same thing. So me and my sister, who's in England, we usually talk on Sundays. Mm-hmm. So it's my Sunday chat, and I've been slacking for a few weeks. We haven't spoken, which is weird. And so we're talking and we're catching up and talking about everything about life and happiness and this and that. And all of a sudden, I see a message that says she's calling me. I'm like, but we're already FaceTiming. So I decided to end and accept because I'm on a FaceTime with her. We're in England. Maybe something happened. So I connect. Then I see my mom's face, like you said, all up in the screen. I see Cheddy. I'm like, what the heck? I see my daughter's initials. So my son and daughter were calling my sister, me and my mom to wish everyone happy Mother's Day, to do a group FaceTime, which is awesome. And I'm driving and I'm so confused as to where did all these people come from? So I'm the person who's confused now because I'm driving. It was just me and my sister. And now it's like a whole party going on. Totally confused as to what's going on. Who hijacked our meeting? I was lost. So I was the guy that was lost yesterday. And I couldn't give it full attention because I was driving. So I'm confused, but driving, looking in the mirror, so I was all over the place. But it was so beautiful just to have that moment where mom's on the phone, my sister's on the phone, my son's on the phone. It was just so beautiful to see all of that. And my daughter was too busy apparently to get on the phone, as she said later. But it was so nice to have them all there and all these characters just doing their thing. And you've got one person, my son who's got it all under control. He's good. I'm struggling and driving. My sister's trying to figure out what happened as I'm thinking to her, did you do that? Because we were on a FaceTime and then it got hijacked. And my mom's just trying to make sure her face is not in focus, of course, which is so cute. So when you said that, I started cracking up because I know the feeling. You're not the only one.
I love that.
Yes.
I
love it.
We don't have a specific message today, but I think there's just something about, whether it's Mother's Day or Father's Day or any kind of event that brings you close to your friends or family members. It's taking that time to appreciate those little moments that, if we didn't have it, we would miss it. So we take some of these things for granted, or we try to correct our kids when they're doing something, but in retrospect, because it happens so quickly, they grow so quickly, right? In retrospect, there's certainly so many moments that I wish I would have been able to sit with and appreciate in that moment, and appreciate it so much more after the fact. Yeah. I think, Cheddy and I are participating, and we may have mentioned this previously, I'm not sure, but we're participating in this program that really dives deep into mindfulness and being present in the moment, right?
Yes.
Instead of being sitting up in our head with our thoughts. And we'll bring this to you guys and bring some lessons to you guys. It's part of the course that we're creating together is bringing mindfulness to your day-to-day lives and the impact that has across the board. But before we dive into that, it really is just focusing on, how can we be present with the people that we care about now, today?
Yes. Gosh, that's such a beautiful way to put that. Because sometimes we miss those beautiful moments, or we think about them, or we long to change them because we had a misstep. But I'm in a place where I'm just grateful for those that I love and that I'm around and that are in my sphere. And I'm really trying to be very mindful of how I deal with those situations, how I cherish those moments. And I value relationships a lot, but I think sometimes I've neglected them. And at this phase of life, I really want to make sure that I'm giving the people enough time to hear their stories, just share with them, see what's going on in their lives, let them know I appreciate them, thank them for things they've done, enjoy their journey, laugh in times when I would have probably been all frustrated before. Let me laugh that off and let me just enjoy life for what life is. So this is great stuff. It's a great time to have this work. And I think going into this spring, as things are changing and flowers are blooming and things are getting more beautiful, it's good to be in a space of just gratitude. Look around you and look at all the beauty around you. We focus so much right now on the negativity in our lives and the weighted stuff. Let's focus on the light stuff. Let's see what's out there that's what we're grateful for. What makes us happy? What makes us smile? I tell you, I hear birds chirping more now than ever in my life, and I love it. I love the sounds of birds. I'm now getting fat. I'm appreciating trees in a way that I've never appreciated them before. Wow, this side is light green. Now it's like a middle green. That side is dark green. Like in ways that I've never looked at. I'm looking at this tree that I've been looking at probably 1,000 times. And lately I've been looking at this tree like it's a new tree. And every time I look at it, it's like, oh, it moved. Oh, okay. I just feel like I'm more aware of my surroundings, which gives me the ability to be more appreciative of my surroundings. And I'm just so grateful for that, Michelle.
Yeah.
I am so grateful for that. I am. I needed that.
Yeah. I think we all need that, truly.
Yeah.
We all need that check, right? To kind of bring us back to where we're at in the moment. And it's so fun to listen to you talk about a tree specifically, because it's like, we are not, Buddhist mindfulness practitioners. We are not these, meditators or anything like that. I have done various programs around mindfulness. I have meditated. I think the longest I've gone was 45 minutes. And the entire time my brain's like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, what's going on over there? And it's just constantly bringing your brain back to whatever maybe your anchor is, whether it's your breath or some sort of physical sensation, or as Cheddy's mentioning, a visual sort of exercise where you're just becoming aware of the tiny details, the fine details of the tree that's in front of you, or listening to how many different bird songs can you hear, right? We might take it for granted that it's just bird noise, but you can actually hear them talking to each other and responding. And these little tiny details of what's happening around you. And the
Yes.
beauty of it isn't just that gratitude that we gain, but it's also creating space in your brain. And that space between the thoughts is where your creative brain can actually come up with new solutions to problems that you have, new awareness of maybe a new goal that you never even thought about, and confidence. That's
Yes.
creativity and confidence go hand in hand. So if you build that creative space in your brain, which is the gap between your thoughts, you're giving yourself an opportunity to grow. So that's what we talk about when we talk about mindfulness. And we will get more into that, like I said, in the future. I mean, that is like in the future, because we really want to put some great detail to it. But for now, what we're talking about is when you are in the presence of someone that you care about, or maybe it's just even a total stranger, a cashier, or the barista at Starbucks, or somebody who's waiting in line next to you, whatever it is. If you can bring that sense of presence and compassion and holding space and focus and attention to any one person, you will change their day, and you will change yours too.
Yes. And it's funny, as you're speaking, the words that come to mind, it's almost like slowing down in order to speed up. So sometimes you've heard the saying, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but there's a saying that's like, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And it feels like being in this space right now, I feel like things are slowing down, yet things to me seem more fluid. So things are flowing better. And in that flow, things are being accomplished in a better way. Maybe that's just my experience, but there's something to slowing down. And I don't mean slowing down and doing less, but just being very aware of what you're doing, being very intentional about the things that you do, and taking the time to value the moments that pass, because once they pass, they're gone. And I think in that, it makes me more intentional, which is a beautiful thing. It makes me think about what I'm doing more because I want to be in that present moment. And I think that's a beautiful thing. But we just wanted to send some love to you guys today. We took a week off. We took a little pause. We didn't go anywhere. We're still here. We still love you guys. We still love talking to you and talking to one another. And I'm sure Michelle loves laughing at me.
I am not laughing at you.
Okay, maybe she's laughing with me, but I'm not
I'm just laughing at myself mostly. I mean, I'd rather laugh at myself than the other options, of which I have plenty of experience with. So
it's good.
We just want to challenge you guys today to take a moment, whether it's 20 seconds for yourself to become aware of a sound that's happening, become aware of your breath, become aware of a tree, a plant, a flower. And the second challenge is to be fully present with somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, or just any one person. And it doesn't have to be in person. It can be on the phone.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. It's so beautiful. This pause enables you to make better decisions. I will tell you, this week has been about 2 or 3 things that happened. And one of those things, I paused. And in the pause, I saw the situation totally different. And if I had responded, I would have responded in a negative way. But that pause enabled me to almost breathe, reassess it, see things from their perspective, and not make a rash decision that I would have probably regretted down the road. And it was beautiful. And it made me smile. I felt very powerful in doing so. And I went on about my day. And all I could think of was, what if I had went the other way and responded immediately to that thing and made a poor situation bad and a bad situation worse and a worse situation terrible? It could have went down south, and it didn't, because I chose to pause, slow down, take a moment, appreciate what was going on right now, and see things from a different perspective and keep on about my day. And that situation didn't affect my day. And I thought that was beautiful. And it was empowering. And there were times when I know that situation could have went a totally different way. So I hope you have the ability today to just really find a perspective that helps, where you can see things from a different perspective. All love, big hugs. But we just wanted to show some love to you guys today. And we really do appreciate your listenership. So thank you, and thank you.
And if you enjoyed today's podcast, please subscribe, follow, share, and most importantly, use whatever adds value to your amazing life.
Remember, Even if life puts barriers in our way, we are still moving forward. Sign in each Monday for a new episode of Winning Inside.
Except last Monday.
Except last Monday. That's staying
Keep
in.
smiling. Keep laughing.
Thank you for listening to Winning Inside with Cheddy Matthews and Michelle Wickman. If you enjoyed today's show, please make sure to click the follow button, rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can connect with Cheddy and Michelle at winninginside.io. Keep listening. Another episode is coming soon.